Rob Pratt, Saturday morning. Lots of things on his mind, including Steelers training camp. I'm Chris Ronaldo, and all that's coming up next on Rob Pratt, Saturday morning.
Chris, you're absolutely right. I am thinking about the Steelers, and we're going to talk a little bit about them today because we have a lot of open talk. As a matter of fact, the 5 o'clock hour to start us off, 7 o'clock hour, 8 o'clock hour, and 9 o'clock hour. You know, I've been around the Pittsburgh Steelers for a long time as a fan, obviously, like the rest of you, but I've had chances many times to go to training camp at St. Vincent's and Latrobe, maybe one of the most beautiful parts of Western Pennsylvania. But how we have obviously evolved as far as those teams of the 70s, Chuck Noll, great Bill Cowher teams of the 90s, and Mike Tomlin, who I'm a big fan of, got that one-year contract extension. I think he's definitely worth it. But it's going to be interesting to see Juju Smith-Schuster obviously getting a chance to step up as the #1 receiver. Some of the new members of the Pittsburgh Steelers, what they're going to do and how they're going to contribute, and what this team really is doing moving forward. I think they've got a strong offensive line. Obviously, the running back situation is in good hands with James Conner, and more importantly, you got Big Ben Roethlisberger, and I think probably one of the most aggressive linebacker cores in the National Football League, and with some defensive secondary that can really help them this year, slam the door shut. I think a lot of us are going to be pleasantly surprised with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it's just not about this year's team. It's about the history of this great franchise that I love so much. So we'll talk a little football as the Steelers are fastening up their chin straps. And don't forget, practice today, tomorrow, Monday at 2:55 in the afternoon. And it's open to the public. Not a better way to spend the day with your family and just enjoy some summer in Steeler Nation.